Well, welcome to the D1NZ D1NZ National Drifting Championship Series. It's round number 3 here at ASB Baypark Stadium, Ngā Wanganui.
That's right, Steve, Daniel and myself, Kenny Ruddle, here at ASB Baypark Stadium. It is a fantastic crowd, over 10,000 fans through the gates here this weekend, and we are set to bring you coverage of the top 8 here, and already we've seen plenty of action in the top 24 through to the 16. But right now, let's head over to our judging panel and see who is keeping the watchful eye over the competition.
Well, it starts with Brendan Dunker, the D1NZ veteran, 14 years of drifting experience, 35 points up for grabs.
Dan Mackey, based out of Sydney, Australia, he's had 15 years behind the wheel. He used to drive an R33 Skyline, another 35 points up for grabs.
Our final judge is the Pro Sport driver, D1NZ veteran Kyle Jackway's overseen style elements, 30 points to dish out for the round, totaling a score of 100.
A Mimico track rundown scoring area outside clip, Cody Pullenbury, Rookie of the Year last season in the Pro Sport Series, taking us for a tour of the Baypark custom course, and it's a big wall ride to start the course, 2 outside clips.
Cody comes to an outside clipping zone before coming to the technical side on the left-hand side of the course.
That's right, another right-left combo here for the inside clip to the left, and then they fire on through to that outside zone, coming along to the last inside clip, the Cabelco Mimico digger.
As they come under the digger, we see them right, and then it's a quick shift left for Cody Pullenbury as he finishes the circuit here at ASB Baypark Stadium.
Penalties for the round: 1 wheel off track is a points deduction, 2 wheels off track is a 0 score. Straight line will also get you a 0 as well as a spin, and corrections are always scored in real time.
The lead car is set up for a qualifying line. The chase car must approach the rear quarter of the lead car before moving forward. Diving and shortcuts will result in penalties.
And that is how the battle criteria is done here, round 3 at ASB Baypark, and this is how the top 8 lines up.
Joel Counter goes up against Adam Davies. Andrew Redwood goes up against Australia's Bo Yates. Ben Boucher versus Nico Reed, and Tom Marshall going up against Chad McKenzie.
And that's how they line up. We're set for Adam Davies and Joel Counter to start off the action. And some interesting names in there, Steve, because our championship contenders are already knocked out.
Yes, of course, we saw it last week. Our number 1 qualifier, Cole Armstrong, knocked out from Tauranga. That is another Tauranga man who will lead the way. It is the 180S6, the Ryko 24/7 Mimico machine of Adam Davies, the rotary powered machine up against Joel Counter and the Achilles Radials S14.
Fast entry here from both these guys. The rotary up on the bank. Joel Counter trying to go with him. Counter trying to mend the wheel through to this technical section now as they fire through. A bit of a gap there though. Joel Counter trying to regain proximity, trying to reel him in. Adam Davies holding a bit of an advantage.
Yeah, Adam Davies, very, very good use of the angle coming into that exit section of the course here at Baypark. Let's look at the replay.
Link ECU replay coming off the bank. Nice quick transition there for Adam Davies. Joel Counter a little bit squirmy perhaps in the chase, and that gap there, a bit of a car length there back to Joel Counter. So he's got a little bit of work to do here in the lead. What can Adam Davies do? Pull out of the bag here as they come into the second pass.
Well, Joel Counter, the Achilles Radials S14, right up on the wall he goes, in a slightly shallow line, although washing up to the wall for Adam Davies in the Ryko 24/7 Mimico machine.
I think Adam has got a bit more aggression there. He's got a lot more aggression than Counter. Counter pushing off that clip. Can he bring it back in? No, he's well off that clip. So Adam Davies looking like he's holding the advantage right now. Link ECU replay. Adam Davies just keeping it conservative in the rear and then closes it back up through the final section, and he takes the victory. Adam Davies through to the semi-finals.
So here comes one of our top drivers out of Australia. It's Bo Yates in the Toyota's Galore GT86. He's going up against the Club Insurance FC-RX7, the NOS man. It's Andrew Redwood.
Yeah, that's right, Andrew Redwood in the FC-RX7 giving chase to the Toyota's Galore machine. Andrew Redwood giving a hell of a chase here up on the rear quarter of Bo Yates, Australian Bo Yates, multiple Australian champion. But look at this, Andrew Redwood giving him a run for his money, and the Club Auto Insurance FC-RX7 putting on a good chase. Strong lead though from Bo Yates as well.
Let's take a look at the Link ECU replay in the FC-RX7 of Andrew Redwood's right up on the door of the Toyota's Galore pilot Bo Yates.
Great stuff here from both these drivers. What's Bo Yates going to pull out of the bag though in his chase run? Can he return the serve to Andrew Redwood, or is Andrew Redwood going to hold a little bit of an advantage here perhaps going into this next run? Second pass.
Well, watch Andrew Redwoods. He will try to gap the Toyota's Galore GT86 of Bo Yates. He uses the nitrous oxide to its perfection as he powers through into the section.
Yeah, really good lead there from Andrew Redwood up on the bank. Bo Yates fell short a little bit, trying to close it up now and rectify that gap as they come through the technical section, but I think it's a little bit too much too late. Andrew Redwood is going to take the win here in the Achilles Radial FC RX7.
Left front wheel of the chase car, the Toyota's GT86, chucking a wheel off, points deduction. That is why Andrew Redwood in the FC RX7 moved forward.
Yeah, it's a shame. I mean, Andrew Redwood, he's been drifting over here for a long time, and he's got fantastic speed out of that car, but can't take anything away from the Toyota's Galore 86 this weekend. The boys from DKM Fabrication, I mean, we put the thing into the wall earlier and the front's all over the place, but I take my hat off to the guys. They've done a fantastic job this weekend to pit it, and, you know, just awesome to be a part of this whole event.
So a victory there for Andrew Redwood. Bo Yates driving off out back to the pits, and, well, Redwood already through to the semis.
24/7 RX7, we're on board Ben Boucher. He's going to be chasing down the People's Champion, Nico Reed, in the Evergreen Tyres S15.
This is going to be a good battle, Steve. You've got two really aggressive drivers. Oh, a bit shallow there for Boucher, though. Nico Reed, unfazed. He's got the foot down. Plenty of smoke coming out of the Evergreen Tyres machine.
RB30, oh, contact between the two cars.
Oh,
and that's open the door.
Whew. Action aplenty. Steve, what's going on?
Well, we'll go straight to the Link ECU replay. We watch as Boucher goes through, tries to shallow up, and then bang.
So contact there from Ben Boucher. We'll take another look at another angle here. Just see the little tap there for Nico Reed, just fending him off. Here's another view from the driver's side. Smack, wheel-to-wheel contact. So,
well, you'd have to say, Nico Reed blowing the doors off the RX7.
Well, fantastic stuff there from the first run. The car patched up, ready to go second pass. What can Ben Boucher do in the lead now? What's he got in the bag?
Well, Nico Reed is going to know that he is in advantage time because of the spin in the first pass. Riding the wall, right out wide, Ben Boucher.
Oh, Ben Boucher returning the serve. He knows he's got an uphill battle. He has to put everything on the line here. He's got a little bit of track left to go. Nico Reed applying the pressure, but I think, unfortunately for Ben Boucher, it's not enough, and Nico Reed going to go through with the victory.
Big ups to Nico, man. He can chase and battle, so yeah, holler to the crowd too. Cheers for coming.
Hey, I'm loving the layout here this weekend, and hey, just a bonus, we get to the top four, and hey, we're here to battle this weekend.
Well, Nico Reed, some battling words there. He's keen to get onto the podium, Steve.
Well, he certainly is. We call him the king of the battle. He is one of the specialists in battle, but another man who's very quick, and he's been one of the class of the season, Tom Marshall in the Evergreen Tyres S15. He's got last year's champion in the Pro Sport, Chad McKenzie, in behind.
Tom Marshall leading out the Evergreen Tyres S15, right on the wall. Chad McKenzie, though, dropping a little bit shallow.
Well, Chad McKenzie stuck in a haze as they come through the technical part of this Baypark circuit, in underneath the Mimico clipping point, through to the end of the section. Who's it going to be? Advantage, Marshall?
Oh, Marshall just feeding the throttle through that last section. We'll go to the Link ECU replay. You'll see Chad McKenzie hanging right there. He's got that proximity. Still a little bit of a car length there and that, but he was a little bit shallow. So Marshall holding the advantage. Chad McKenzie still in this fight, though. What's he going to pull out of the bag in the lead?
Well, Team Charles, Chad McKenzie leads the way. That 2JZ power plant certainly not lacking in power, but here comes Tom Marshall really closing up as they come through that centre section.
Yeah, in the battle, it's all about chasing hard, emulating what the lead car's doing, or outperforming what they can do. And look at this. Marshall just closes right in on that rear quarter, and Marshall will grab the victory. Chad McKenzie knocked out.
Link ECU replay. It was a shallow line to come off that concrete wall ride to start, and you can see just how tight that Tom Marshall was able to hold it there, pushing himself through into the next round.
Fantastic on board here. Marshall just hanging right there on that rear quarter.
Congratulations, you are going through to the top four.
Oh, I'm stoked, eh? It felt like a good chase, so, you know, everyone's driving, wicked tonight, so it's anyone's game at the moment.
Well, that is how the semi-finals line up. Top 8 action. It is semi-final time after the break. Adam Davies and Andrew Redwood. Nico Reed up against Tom Marshall. Stick around.
Well, welcome back to the D1NZ D1NZ National Drifting Championship Series. It's round number 3 here, ASB Baypark Stadium in Tauranga.
That's right, Steve. At Baypark have turned it out. It's a fantastic day here at ASB Baypark Stadium. We're now down to the semi-finals. Andrew Redwood and Adam Davies. These boys are hungry for a victory because they are not in championship contention. So these guys are potentially going to shake up the championship, and already up on the wall from both of these guys.
Check out the wall ride from the 180 S6. Adam Davies behind the wheel and mashing the gas, but comes up, almost spins wild angle. What are the judges going to say?
What are the judges going to say about that? Because Andrew Redwood was hard on the picks, and then maybe he already predicted what was happening out in the front. So link ECU replay, what goes wrong here? So Adam Davies just stacking on the angle, over-rotating. Overcooking his chicken, Steve.
Yeah, well, Andrew Redwood, we watch him come through. This is where the mistake happens. And, of course, he holds onto the drift and actually manages to complete almost contact under the Mimico clipping point. Andrew Redwood will be a clear advantage going into this next part of the battle.
Yeah, good driving there from Andrew Redwood just to deal with that, and obviously he predicted what was happening out in front. So second pass now, Redwood, bit of an advantage, huge advantage in fact. So what's he got? What can Adam Davies pull out of the bag too? V8 verse rotary.
Well, straight off the wall ride entry here at ASB Baypark Stadium, and Andrew Redwood doing it all the right way here coming in, and you can see Adam Davies trying to force a mistake. I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, he tries to close it back up through the last part of the section. Unfortunately though, not enough. Andrew Redwood with the victory.
Well, link ECU replay as we watch this last pass, and you can see Adam Davies doing everything he can to try and force a mistake. Not enough though.
Yeah, it's been awesome, hey. I'm just stoked to get through the top four. It's my first time to get through in top four in D1, so hey, I don't care what the result is. I'm happy.
Well, you heard there from Adam Davies inside the top four for the first time, so he's going to go through to battle for third place. Right now, though, the other final spot up for grabs in this last semi-final here, Nico Reed and Tom Marshall.
Well, Nico Reed, the Evergreen Tyres S15, the Taniwha will lead the way. It's Evergreen v Evergreen, but it's Nico Reed. Can he get up on the wall? That's where he's wanted to hang out all weekend.
He doesn't quite push as far as he can go, but Nico Reed putting on a strong lap here. Marshall keeping it pretty conservative in the Evergreen machine. Of course, both of them are Evergreen Tyres back machines. Nico Reed, though, oh, little nudge of the barrel there. I think Nico, though, maybe with a point advantage, perhaps.
Well, he certainly looked good as we look at the link ECU replay. Look at the smoke billowing off both of these S15 Sylvias. We go to the second half of the battle. One thing we've got to talk about, Kenny, though, is the points in the championship.
Yeah, that's right. Nico Reed and Tom Marshall are up there in the mix, but you've got those top guys knocked out. Darren Kelly and Cole Armstrong are already out of the picture, so there is going to be a huge shake-up here tonight.
Well, Nico Reed, can he close the door, or is Tom Marshall going to drive away with it? It looks like a pretty good run for both drivers at the moment.
Great stuff here from both drivers. Nico Reed keeping it a little bit conservative, tries to put the hammer on down. Tom Marshall, though, I think he's going to come away with it. Perhaps no, OMT, so it was pretty even. That's where I was thinking there was only 1 or 2 points in it for each driver, so the judges obviously calling it OMT as we go to the replay.
Well, we always talk about the tipping scale, and there wasn't enough in each direction. We're going one more time.
Well, it's a lot for these judges to try and digest, and people often say that is one of the hardest jobs to do. And right now, Nico Reed going to lead out in the Evergreen Tyres S15, another S15 in the chase, and Tom Marshall right there.
Well, wall ride from Nico Reed, powers out of the circuit into the centre section here. The technical stuff begins.
What's Tom Marshall got? He's right there on that rear quarter. He's coming on through. Oh, a tough one to call. What are the judges? Where are the judges going to go with this?
Well, certainly a nice chase by Tom Marshall. As we look at the link ECU replay, watch the smoke. It's a haze here at ASB Baypark Stadium tonight.
Well, OMT, it's time. Tom Marshall, Nico Reed. What are they going to do on the second pass?
Well, it's the second pass of the OMT battle. We've got to find a winner here. And here comes the Evergreen Tyres S15, the People's Champion. Nico Reed trying to close up the gap. Mistake.
Drama for Nico Reed. Unfortunately, it doesn't come together. That's a big mistake there for Nico. He tries to bring it back, but that is so unfortunate. But Tom Marshall, you got to say, smile on the dial. It'll be victory for the Evergreen Tyres S15.
Well, Nico, hand out the window. He knows that it isn't going to be. As we look at the link ECU replay, tries to dive right underneath. That's where we see the straight line. That's what sent Tom Marshall through.
Yeah, nah, just outdriven on the day, and hey, that's racing, and these things happen.
Well, Nico Reed, humble as always. Nico Reed knocked out there, but he will battle for third and fourth. That means our final will be Andrew Redwood and Tom Marshall.
But first, let's see the battle for third and fourth. Nico Reed in the Evergreen Tyres S15 going up against Tauranga's Adam Davies. He hasn't seen a podium. Can he do it tonight?
That's right, first ever podium up for grabs here for Adam Davies. And then you got People's Champ Nico Reed. He wants to be on the podium again after his podium last year here in front of the Tauranga crowd. But Nico Reed applying the pedal right now. Plenty of smoke coming off the rears of those Evergreen tyres.
So we come through into that centre section. This is where we talk about the technical part happening. And I think it's hard to call. A great chase, but a fantastic lead run for Nico Reed.
Yeah, great stuff there from Adam Davies. He was right there. You'd call that a textbook chase, I'd say, in the chase there for Adam Davies. But Nico Reid, a really good, strong lead run.
You hear the scream, you hear the whine, the RB30 in the front car, powering out.
Lights ablaze for Nico Reid, and the car just looks fantastic. The cars look fantastic here. Under lights at Baypark Speedway. What's Adam Davies now got out of the back? Can he get third place on the podium? What's he got?
Well, let's see what he can do. That little 13B turbo powering away. He's got the RB30 in behind him, Nico Reid. Who will it be as they come through into the technical part of the Baypark circuit? Was that a wheel off to Nico?
It was a bit of a bobble there for Nico, and you just saw on that chase run for Nico right there as they come up over the bank, but I think a little bit of a mistake there as Nico Reid slides it in for the fans, but I think it's not going to be enough, and I think Adam Davies might come away with the advantage here. So Adam Davies coming through, Link ECU replay, and this is the wheel off. Oh, maybe even two wheels off. So a bit of a bobble there for Nico Reid, and unfortunately that puts Adam Davies through, and a smile on his dial, a victory for Adam Davies in the 13B Turbo, his first ever podium in the Pro class.
Well, ASB Baypark Stadium, you wanted the best. You've got them two abreast, often imitated, never replicated. The greatest show in drift. It's the Demon Energy D1NZ. It is final time, Kenny Ruddle. Who will it be?
Well, it's either going to be Tom Marshall or Andrew Redwood. Andrew Redwood, you have to remember, is just coming in here for one round. Tom Marshall's here for a championship fight. So Redwood's, I guess, a bit of a wild card, a joker in the mix, but he's here for a podium battle. What's going to happen here up on the back?
Well, Tom Marshall, will he go straight for the wall? He's gone for a nice, easy run coming through into the centre section.
Yeah, very conservative from Marshall. We know he can go deeper than that, but nonetheless, a fast lap for the Evergreen Tyres machine. The Achilles Radial Club Auto FC trying to close the gap here. Redwood, oh, textbook chase.
But one wheel off. If we look at the Link ECU replay as he comes through that centre section, we are going to see the left front wheel.
Yeah, this is it here. So you're right, Steve. The judges would have seen this, and everyone's been caught out by that transition, Steve, pushing the limits. So Tom Marshall, Andrew Redwood, we're in the final, second pass. What's Andrew Redwood got out of the lead? What can he do?
Well, it's Club Auto Insurance, the FCRX7 of Andrew Redwood, which charges out. The NOS bottle is going to be empty by the end of this battle. The Evergreen Tyres S15 comes in and chases him down.
V8 versus inline 6 turbo. What's the NOS machine out in the front got to do? Marshall putting on a chase run now. So this is pretty even, Steve. I think we might go into an OMT.
Well, let's find out from the judges. They're the ones who deliberate.
Link ECU replay. Marshall trying to close up the gap, but it wasn't quite there on the bank. So with that mistake, and then obviously the wheel off, so I think it might be an OMT, Steve, and I think we're going to go to a rerun. What are the judges going to call?
Well, the crowd are loving it, and I can tell you that you are 100% correct. I've just seen the paper come through. We are going OMT one more time. We're going again.
Well, Andrew Redwood, Tom Marshall, OMT final under lights at Baypark in front of a bumper crowd. Steve, this is your hometown. It is a fantastic sight to see D1NZ here inside the stadium.
A stadium that is 460 metres on the oval, 17,800 seats. Who will it be as we go to the OMT? It's Evergreen Tyres S15, Tom Marshall. It's the FCRX7 of Andrew Redwood.
Andrew Redwood coming in for the chase. Marshall looking strong though. Redwood right there. What's he got? He closes the gap right on that rear quarter, but it's too much for Redwood. Too much for Redwood, and Marshall, he's going to hold the advantage in the first pass.
Huge mistake for Andrew Redwood. We see the sill coming off on the right-hand side. That'll be torn off, but of course, a huge points deduction, and it is the final.
Link ECU replay. Andrew Redwood, wow. Under pressure, perhaps, just drops the wheel, just didn't get that transition right. Perhaps lost in the smoke even.
Yeah, struggled to come off the corner, but of course lost in the smoke haze. And you can see right there the slow motion replay. Andrew Redwood's going to wheel off.
Great onboard shots here, and there's that inside clip. Nearly took the sign out, took the side skirt off. Another angle here for Red, just lost in the smoke, Steve, perhaps, and just didn't get that transition right.
Well, he hit on the right-hand side, he hit on the left-hand side, and that is going to go for a clear advantage. I think he's going to taste his first ever victory. So it's Andrew Redwood's, the Club Auto Insurance, FCRX7, the Miami Vice machine. He's got the Evergreen Tyres S15 of Tom Marshall on the inside. He's going to be leading the way. This is the last pass of the weekend.
Last dash. What's Redwood got in this? He's got the shades on this time. Miami Vice in the lead. Tom Marshall trying to give chase. Andrew Redwood putting on a good lead run. Marshall perhaps a little bit conservative. Doesn't matter though. He's still there in the running, and now he closes the gap right up. Andrew Andrew Redwood. Time's running out, and I think Marshall is going to take the victory here. The Evergreen Machine. Oh, Steve.
Well, what a fantastic drive, a fantastic weekend, and I can see it there. He's doing the skid. He knows that it wasn't enough after the first mistake. Linky, see your replay as we watch Marshall close the gap and finish as the champion here for round number 3 of the Demon Energy D1NZ, Kenny.
Tom Marshall, and I think this will be Tom Marshall's first win, I think, too, in the pro class. He's had a couple of podiums, but this will be his first victory, too. So great stuff here from all the drivers here tonight at ASB Baypark Stadium, and we're going to head down to the podium.
Yeah, Tom's driving really awesome, and yeah, unfortunately, I just got caught up in my chase behind him. I think I might have even put 2 wheels off at a couple points, so yeah, big ups to him, and the crowd here is awesome, man. It's great to see the crowd out in my home.
Oh, I'm not too sure either, mate, to be honest, but I'm stoked to be here, and my chase wasn't the best of the weekend, but we'll see if it was enough.
Well, our podium winners for the weekend, Steve, Tom Marshall taking out the round victory.
He didn't know if it was enough, but it certainly was. Of course, second place going to the FCRX7 of Andrew Redwood's, third place, Adam Davies in the Ryko 24/7 Mimico 180SX.
Well, after the podium, it's all about the victory skids. What a night here at ASB Baypark Stadium. A huge thanks to everyone who turned out, and what a night, Steve, what a night.
Well, as you say, what a night, what a facility, what a fantastic place as the fireworks light up the sky.
And here are our championship points, and there you see, Tom Marshall now leads the championship ahead of Cole Armstrong. So a huge shake-up, and Steedman also in there in third place.
Well, thanks for watching the Demon Energy D1NZ National Drifting Championship Series. That was round 3 from ASB Baypark Stadium. Tune in next time for round 4 that we bring to you from Hampton Downs. Of course, for more information, check out D1NZ.com.